Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 3, Episode 1. I am excited to see this new season because obviously I did not have to wait for long as you guys. I don't know which was the difference in time between Season 2 and Season 3, but I guess if there were more than a freaking week, that was torture because my god, the cliffhanger of the last episode was something else. I'm used to the cartoons to be kind of happy ending every season when they are handling in seasons. In the end, the heroes, get to be on top of everything. They defeat the bad guy of that moment, and then of course we have our next season, which is going to be a lot other problems different from what we saw in the previous season. This is not the case. This is the case of obviously continuing the story and giving us a very, very dark finale for the second season. Because, yes, now the Earth Kingdom has fallen. The biggest kingdom, yes, because we saw that in the map, has fallen. And it took the genius of one teenager girl. That's it. Because my god, the way she achieved said goal, she didn't use brute force. She used her intelligence. And yes, she has good luck because she was. People deliver a lot of information to her without even knowing that she was the princess of the Fire Nation. But that is still speaks volumes of how she used said information. Because somebody will say, okay, sure, I don't care about Suko, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. I just want to finish what I came to finish. But no, she used every single bit of available information to earn the power now she has. Yes, I know I'm praising a lot, but I love when they make a good villain. And Azula is an excellent villain. It's amazingly well done. We need to be developing her character a little bit more, yes, of course. But I guess, and considering the show I'm speaking about, we are going to get that in the future. So I'm not very worried about that. So yeah, this is a fascinating moment, and I cannot wait for the next episode. But anyway, yes, I'm starting to blabbing way too much because yes, it's a very exciting moment, but it's a very dark moment for our heroes. But yes, just remember that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription. And obviously, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about the episode. And remember, now I have a Patreon, and obviously there are some benefits there, like my entire reaction without cuts, and you have to have the reaction a week before the rest. That's the only change basically for the reactions. And obviously the credits, I'm still not checking the Patreon today. I don't know if I'm gonna put credits right now, but obviously if there are, I'm gonna put them here. So yes, that's it for now. I hope you enjoy the next video because I'm so excited for it. So yeah, let's cut all of these and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched several times, more than 2 times, the first episode of the third season of the Book of Fire. It is fascinating to see the change in this one. Yes, this is still a gloomy episode because it's very downbeat, because obviously the Fire Nation has conquered the Earth Kingdom, the last free state. So yeah, now the Fire Nation has a lot more power, a lot more resources, a lot more territory to go about. So yes, they have a very privileged position right now. And obviously the Fire Nation is so happy because he believes something else happened, not just the conquering of the Earth Kingdom. There is something else. There are several things I want to speak about. There are several things. Let's speak first now the bad side, let's say. We obviously got Suko, well now Prince Suko again, that returned to the Fire Nation as a conqueror and as a slayer, the slayer of the Avatar. Because yes, apparently Azula told the Fire Lord, their father, so that Suko was the one who actually defeated and killed the Avatar back then. Obviously, in the moment that we hear that, I was completely confused because this is nothing like Azula. Azula is very manipulative, but he doesn't share the credit of her own glory. So it was weird for them for a moment there. Obviously, later on, I think I understood why. But obviously, this is the first time that we gave a face to the Fire Lord. Obviously, this is not completely true. The Fire Lord will have a face. But what I mean by that is that now this is the first time that we saw his face. And it's not an intimidating face, let's say. It's not the monster that we are believing before. And this is an important step. We know that he's a bastard. That is for certain. There is no doubt in my mind about that he's a bastard. And the conversation that he has with Suko speaks volumes of that. Because obviously we know that he just threw away Suko in the moment he was no longer useful for him. In the moment he disrespected him. But this is not how a father should be. A father should always be kind to their children. They want the best for them and they want to be better than them. But from what we have been seeing of the Fire Lord, or lack of seeing of the Fire Lord, we know that this is not the case. The ego of this man is outstanding, and obviously he wanted to be the Fire Lord no matter what. This is important to know, because we know that the main heir of the throne was actually Uncle Iroh, was Iroh. He was supposed to be the Fire Lord, he was the elder son. But thanks to his mistakes and thanks to a lot of stuff, the title of the Fire Lord ended up with this guy. Osa, yeah, I was trying to remember his name, sorry for just pausing there for a little while. And I have my suspicions from back then when he was crowned as the Fire Lord that he actually ended up killing his own father thanks to his ambitions. So yes, we know that he's a monster, and this conversation actually solidifies that, because he's speaking about, oh, you are recovering your honor, you are making me proud, now that you did this and this and this. Only things that benefits me is why you are honorable again. So yes, obviously you see that pattern still repeating itself here. But again, I want to speak about that lack of intimidation in this moment. Because yes, he looks a lot younger than I was waiting. I honestly thought he was going to look a lot older than this, more aggressive. But in this moment, obviously, he is not the terrible Fire Lord. He's speaking to one of his subordinates, because yes, I do not think he considers him still his son. Even if he called him son, he still called him Prince Suko. So yeah, that speaks of a unfamiliar way of speaking, like you're speaking to one of your servants, to one of your, I don't know, to one of your people, the plebe, let's say. That's how I see him. So yes, he's still a bastard, and this conversation reflects that. But again, he's softer here because this servant did something good for him. So yeah, it's understandable why the soft features there. I want to see him as more intimidating, but I understand what they did and how they reveal it here, because this is an important moment, especially for Suko, I think. And obviously, in the end of the conversation, it turns out that apparently Suko finished off the Avatar. And this doesn't go well with the personality of Azula. Azula is very cunning, very cold, and wants all the glory. We have seen that before. She wants all the glory. But later on we figured it out, or I think at least I think I figured it out why. Because she's suspicious. She's still not entirely sure that the Avatar is dead. So therefore, if she has a backup plan. She could kill the Avatar later on, and she could gain the glory now. Because, yes, apparently, or that's what I think. I think she wants to kill the Avatar. Once she came to confront her and obviously her father, she is going to finish him off in the presence of the father. So therefore, his backup plan is that if the Avatar is dead, doesn't matter, I still have the glory of me being the conqueror of Ba Sing Se. And if he's alive, I could have the glory kill of the Avatar. And I will have none of the blame. Because, yeah, it wasn't me, it was Zuko's fault. So, yeah, she's planning way, way, way ahead. And I don't know if these plans came to be after the conversation with Zuko in this little pond with the ducks, with the turtle ducks. And she thought, okay, maybe he's alive because I know how to read Suko, so maybe he's alive. There is a way for him to be alive. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to save the glory for me later on. So yes, there are several things going through the head of this woman. That yes, she's a complete bitch, but nobody can deny how amazingly smart and how cold she is. She is, I think, an amazing villain. One of the best villains that I have seen so far. And it includes a lot of stuff that I have seen. Not just this series, or not just Western series. So yeah, it's amazing that just how the brain of Azula works. We actually got the glorious moment in which she was received with all the honors because she conquered Ba Sing Se and all of that. Alongside with Suko, which is understandable. Say, oh, okay, our princess returned. Yeah, sure, let's just applaud it, whatever. They do not understand all that is behind the curtains here. Obviously, the soldiers that are reunited there. And yeah, let's speak a little bit about the other important aspect that or at least I think is important. How May, and this is mentioned in the episode 2, that she's in a better humor because now Suko is on their side. Yeah, you can see, obviously, we got the keys, we got everything. There is still a little bit of love there, a little bit of a crush there. So, yeah, it's interesting to see little details like that. Now, on the other side, on the Avatar side, we know just how badly hurt Aang was. He was about to die. And I think it was actually the water of the North Pole Oasis that actually saved him. So yes, because he hasn't lost any of the Avatar powers, at least I haven't seen lost any of the Avatar powers. He still can control the water, obviously the air. I haven't seen him control any earth, fire, obviously he doesn't know how to. He hasn't lost this power, so yeah, perhaps this answered one of my questions that I have in the last episode. But still, we see in the mental state that he is. Because yes, the wound was so bad that he was in a coma for weeks. I don't know how many weeks, but that is a lot of time. Enough time to hair growing out of him. So yeah, no, it's a weird sight to see Aang with hair. Because yes, I'm so used to him just bald. It's so weird. But still, this is important. Because again, let's remember something. And yes, I know I said this several times. But let's remember that Aang is still a child. Perhaps a teenager now, but he's still not that much, not old. And the burden of the responsibility that he has to carry, man. He has to literally save the world. And even in one of the visions, Avatar Roku said that yes, perhaps he could have done something else to prevent this war. Because, yeah, perhaps he could have seen that the Fire Lord, during the moment in which he was the Avatar, in which he was alive, you could see that they are starting to corrupt themselves and started to speak about war, that they need more territory or something along those lines. I don't blame him in the end, but I love the fact that he's not blaming just the Fire Lord of the Fire Nation, but he's blaming him. He's blaming himself. Because he's the responsible, or he was the responsible for the balance of the world back then when he was alive. And I love the fact in which we got our lowest points for Aang, that he was so desperate because he believes that he failed and that it's his entire responsibility and nobody else. He cannot get any help, but his entire responsibility is to save the world. And that is the lowest point of Aang. Which is not true, obviously, but again, the mentality is still not completely mature. He still doesn't understand that, yes, he is the Avatar, yes, he is probably the most powerful bender that exists in this fucking world. But he's still against an entire nation, and not just that. A nation that just has more territory now, more power now. He needs the help of somebody else, because again, this is part of the world, that everybody is connected, that he is not alone. Yes, he has more power than the rest perhaps, but still it's not enough for him to conquer the entire Fire Nation and destroy the plans that they have. Perhaps not conquering is the right word, perhaps attacking and destroying this machinery of war that they have, I think is the more correct word. But again, it's the way of thinking, because yes, he feels like shit, and I understand why Aang feels like shit, because in the moment he was supposed to be the most powerful being in the Avatar state, that's when he failed. And when you are on the top of the world, when you say, oh yes, in this state I am invincible, nobody can even touch me, and I'm going to liberate all these guys. And in that moment of the most powerful one, he was defeated. That obviously is terrible for the self-esteem of anybody. I understand the way he felt back then. I understand completely. But obviously, this is a necessary point for him to understand too, that he needs help. That yes, he needs to let go of his pride in this moment. He needs to let go of all of that in order for him to fulfill his destiny and to save the world, literally. And I love the symbolism in which obviously the glider that was destroyed, and he abandoned him and destroyed completely, because this is the last connection he has with the monks. So okay, yes, you're right. The sentimental value behind this is not as important as to save what I abandoned 100 years. My failure, yes, it was, but there is no way for me alone to redeem myself. I need help, so I can be the hope of the rest of the world again. Because yeah, now the world has lost all the hope, because now they believe that the Avatar is dead. So yes, it is interesting to see this case, because yes, they are more secure. Obviously the world is going to suffer a little bit more, because okay, yeah, there is no hope. Perhaps it's better, yes, for every single bit, because now they are still not clinging to this hope, and when the hope returns, it's going to be even better. So yeah, perhaps the plan works in every single way. So yeah, it's interesting to see that plan in motion. Now there's obviously more than just Aang. We got well, Suko and the rest did amazing, especially in that fight. Again, I cannot go beyond the fact that Toph can bend fucking metal. That is, for the lack of a better word, fucking metal, man. So yes, it's amazing the way she becomes now officially the most powerful earthbender that there is. I still think, yes, perhaps even more powerful than Boomy. My god, she is amazing. But anyway, yes, as I was saying. Yeah, the rest is kind of not as important, because yes, we got to see them, but it's not as important. The one that is important, I think, is Katara. Katara has been a very strong individual, a very mentally strong individual. She is carrying all this group like no other. She is giving her all and trying to progress in this adventure. But obviously, it was reach a moment in which she break, and everything that we have seen in Basing Sect is kind of reflected here. When they figured out that the father was close by, obviously, Sokka wanted to go, but say, okay, no, my sister deserves, because yes, I need to help this and do that. But she rejected the idea, said, okay, you have done enough, come on, go ahead and look for father. But I think obviously there is another implication there, that she didn't want to see him that badly, because she was still angry towards him, because she believes that he abandoned them. She understands that he needed to do that. He needed to go to war to protect them. That doesn't change the fact that you can be angry at that. It's completely understandable. And again, this is an old trope. No, not old trope. This is an old argument that I have. But they are still, perhaps not children, but teenagers. Very young teenagers. So, yes, it's understandable why they are suffering like this in this war. And how they are so closely involved that, yes, there is no time for that. And once she saw her father, the resentment is starting to be reflected in that. She starts to say, okay, yeah, sure, whatever that. I don't care that. She's still angry against him. And she understands, but that doesn't change the fact that she's feeling like that. And in the moment she breaks, it's heartbreaking for me too. It's in the moment in which we saw Katara knows as this almost perfect being. Yes, with her mistakes, with her little problems, but it's still a very mature individual. But in this moment, we start to see that yes, she is still allowed to be weak. And in this moment, she was weak. She was crying and she was desperate because she understands, but she cannot stop the way she was feeling. I love that moment, and I love how the voice actress delivered the lines. My god, it was such a good acting moment. Amazingly well done. And I love the fights. Don't get me wrong, I love them. I love how they move and how they behave in the fightings. But these moments, these sentimental moments are great too, because this brings this show into a more relatable state. And now, yes, we have a little bit of a positive ending here. But it still is not enough, because the world is now belonging to the Fire Nation. So yeah, I am eagerly awaiting to see how this is going to turn out to be. I honestly cannot wait for that. But anyway, I think I exhausted the topic of this one. It was a long one because it deserved to be a long one. But anyway, yes, I hope you enjoyed this one in particular, because it was a fascinating episode. And remember, if you enjoyed the content of the channel, please consider a subscription, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment so I know what you think about the video. And remember, I have a Patreon, the link is in the description below, alongside with my Twitter, and obviously the reaction link, as always. There is obviously a little bit of a reward there for you guys. Anyway, yes, enough about all of that. Yes, once more, I hope you enjoy it, and remember, stay safe. The coronavirus is still there, and I know a lot of you are in quarantine, so please be safe, wash your hands, take care of yourself, and if you have symptoms, go to your doctor and try not to be scared. Yes, and yes, I'm here to provide you entertaining, guys, so it's not so boring to be just locked in your house. So yeah, I hope you achieve that, and yes, again, stay safe, and thank you for your attention, guys, and well, see you on the next one. Bye! Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks, and see you on the next one.